Thug Motivation. T.I. comes to the studio. I'm sitting in the studio. He'll tell you if you ever up here, ask him. You know, I'm doing my Thug thing. I probably got about 2.5 in the booth sitting with me. I'm sitting, I got the machine going and everything. And I never forget, he came in there where I was and he looked in. He's like, yo, let me holler at you for a second. So he took me in the hallway. We walked in the bathroom. You know how Tip is. He look under the stalls and everything. Like his G14 classified. And he goes,
G14 classified.
Right. He goes, yo, you know you can't do both, right? Right. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you can't rap and do what you're doing. Right. Because he said, and you're talented, you're gonna blow at some point. If you continue to do what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how it's gonna work out for you. I looked at him, I said, well shit, but don't you do both? Because you the rubber band man. Right. He's like, hell no. Right. You know, I left that alone a long time ago. And for me, it was like, that was a real wake-up call. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember shortly after that, you know, I was having a lot of nightmares about, you know, just trying to make it and this one last thing, and then I got caught up and, you know, I was losing a lot of weight because at the time Thug Motivation was coming out, you know, everybody started getting indicted and going to prison, like especially everybody I was hanging out with. So it was like a real dark time. And I'm drinking, I'm smoking, my mind ain't clear, you know what I'm saying? So I'm having a lot of mistakes. And I just remember T.I.'s voice in my head saying that.
Can't do both.
And I remember I had like these two Nextel phones, these chirps. And I rolled down the street one day and just threw them out the window. And I was done.
Jeezy was on the Drink Champs a little while ago. And one of the things that stood out to me when he was talking about T.I., around the time when he first met T.I., when he came into the game, and he said that this was before the debut album, so this had to been like 03, 04. He was just like having this buzz, and he noticed that like he was still hustling and rapping, and T.I. was like, yo, you can't do both, bro. You gonna get indicted. And this is around the same time when BMF, everybody was going to prison. Everybody was getting football numbers. So he said, he just kept on thinking about T.I. advice, kept getting drunk, kept getting high. All his boys kept getting locked up. He threw both of his trap phones, and the rest is history. And that's some real shit because these days in the rap game, you be hearing about so many rappers. At least 10 rappers in the last 5 years has been getting indicted. RICO charges, trafficking, whatever, because they think that they could be famous and still doing their dirt on the side. And eventually, the dirt is going to come up because somebody's going to tell, or you're going to slip up at some point. Just recently, the other day, Bankroll Friday, he got indicted on some shit that he was doing from last year all the way up until now. He was trying to traffic and flip and sell all this shit while still being a successful rapper, still doing shows and all that shit. It don't work. You got to choose one or the other. Legal money or keep on being in the streets. And I always thought that people in the street had a game plan to get out, not to stay in there forever. So once you become a successful rapper, bro, you got to make the change. T.I. saved Jesus' life, man. What y'all think about this, your boy? Please make sure to subscribe.